Hi, my name is Dan, and this is my channel, Engelgeist. Thank you for tuning in. This is the November 2019 predictive tarot-scope for the sign of, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank, Sagittarius, my final fire sign. So this is for anybody that has their sun, moon, or their rising sign in Sagittarius. If this turns into a love reading, then if your Venus is placed in Sagittarius, you may want to watch this. Or if you love a Sagittarius, care deeply about a Sagittarius, and you want to know what's going to be going on for them for the month of November, you can certainly cross-watch or cross-stalk this video and keep an eye out for your Sages in your life, those important Sages in your life that you want to know what's going on. So I'm shuffling the cards now. I'm just going to give you a little bit of, house stuff. If you like this video, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you do hit the subscribe button on YouTube, please hit the bell so that you're notified every time I go live or when I shoot another video. It always helps to keep you in the loop. I do pick a cards, daily forecasts, charm readings twice a week on Wednesdays and Friday nights. You can also follow me at Instagram at Engelgeist 333 and give me a follow there if you find my work interesting. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see what's going on for November for the Sages. This first card here is going to be what I call the default setting card. This card is kind of like where you're going to be coming in and out of, or the state of being that you'll be in during most of the month. Not like, it's sort of like the overall theme of the month. It doesn't mean you'll be this way the entire time, but off and on you'll keep returning to this position all month long. So this is the Child of Worlds, which is player. To me, this is about Worlds deals with pentacles, right? Or is similar to the suit of pentacles. It deals with money, career, finances, relationships, things of a material nature. To me, this being the Child card says that there's a lot to be learned in this realm for you guys in the month of November. There's a lot to be learned. There might be a lot going on in the month of November. You guys might find yourself really busy leading into the holidays, just trying to put a lot together, both financially, career-wise, money-wise, adding a lot, being there for your relationships. A lot of things, maybe the relationships, both familial, romantic, friend-wise, require a lot of your attention during the month of November. There is an interesting aspect of feeling like you have to do this alone. Feeling like there's some of the Sages will be buoyant because of this and enjoy it, but some of you might feel like it's a lot on your plate, or it might feel a little overwhelming, is the sense that I get from this card. So don't be surprised if you find yourself feeling overly busy during the month of November with things outside of yourself, right? I.e. career, money, relationships, other people's problems, that's OPP, that sort of thing. You know me? Yeah, well, we're going to say that that's going to be your month. But play in that energy if you can. Try not to feel, for some reason I feel this like sort of loneliness with this card, and I feel that this loneliness is a little bit of an issue for you guys. Like I feel like you guys are going to feel like you're giving a lot, but maybe not receiving back as much as you give out. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but please leave a message in the comments if it does. If you do find yourself experiencing that feeling after watching this video or during the month of November, please come back and comment and let me know. I love that sort of validation from my signs if they go back and rewatch and say, oh, hey, you said this and this sure is happening. So, but this is not a bad card to have. It just feels like you guys are going to be busy, doing quite a bit, taking on quite a bit. The world in November for you is going to be spinning at quite a fast pace, I feel like. And it also feels like you will be learning a lot. You might be looking at sort of what to keep and what to let go of, where to put your attention and where not to. The next card here is the sort of foundation card. This card tells me a bit about sort of why things are the way they are in your world, leading up to the now, right? So this is a little bit of the past that has brought about the energy that we're looking at in this month's Tarotoscope. So this is the narrowness card, which is the Nine of Crystals. So crystals deals with the air, it's a symbol of air, or the element of air, and it is the realm of intellect, right? So this means that we are a little bit, we've been stuck in our thoughts. There's been probably some negative thinking, or seeing that they're feeling like we are a little bit restrained in our life, in our decisions, in our options. This card to me feels like there is a brighter day somewhere around the corner for my Sages, but you guys aren't quite seeing it. And that's, some of this is part of what I see in this child of worlds, is this sort of feeling of feeling lonely or helpless or stuck in our situation and having to give to it, which we want to, and some of us will enjoy that, but we feel stuck by it or overwhelmed by it or not receiving back what we need from it. And I think that some of that is because we've sort of put ourselves into this position because of this narrow-minded thinking that's going on in this narrowness card, this Nine of Crystals here. It feels like we've gotten ourselves trapped or suspended into a situation that we don't necessarily know that we want to be in, and we are trying to find a way out. But to me, it feels like we're finding a way out through sort of giving to those around us or to situations around us instead of giving to ourselves in the month of November. Now, the next card is the Spirit or Soul card. This card tells me where your spirit or soul will be at during this time. This is the Eight of Cups. This is stagnation. Now, this is not saying that your soul is stagnant, dears. I swear to God, I promise you that. What this does feel like it's saying to me is your soul wants you to look at where you feel stagnant, where you emotionally feel stuck. There is a stuckness to this narrowness too, this narrow-minded thinking. It feels like the thinking has maybe brought about emotions or a stuck feeling in us emotionally that we need to address to move out of this place of not feeling not connected to our environment. There's a disconnection that's happening here in this card that we need to sort of repair or in effect change. And we need to do that by addressing some of our emotional feelings that maybe lie underneath the surface that feels stuck, stagnant, not right, not really working. I still see that we're like holding our own and doing okay in the month of November. The flowers have beauty and capability, the pot has strength, right? But to me, it feels like there is just old, stagnant stuff that we need to move out. And the Spirit is kind of bringing that to the forefront by showing that to us, by putting us in situations where we might be giving more than we are receiving, and feeling the burn of that a little bit, and having to do something about that in the month of November for ourselves, not to anybody else. Okay, so I don't want you guys going out there and tearing into anybody with that fiery nature of yours, but I do want you guys to be aware of looking at situations and how you hold situations or see them. Are you looking at them as like it's a very typical, are you looking at the glass as half empty or half full scenario is what I see here, okay? Because right now it looks like you guys have been looking at the glass a little bit empty and you're feeling that now. Your glass has actually become a little bit empty. And the next two cards are the outside influences. These are influences that we need to be made aware of that can be both either positive or negative. They are sometimes people or events or things more vague like energies or belief systems that are having an influence on us during this time. So let's see what we have here. The first one is the Two of Worlds, which is reflection. I like this because this ties into this Child of Worlds. This is an opportunity given to us during the month of November to take time and intuitively connect to where we fit in our world. How do we connect to our world right now? And I have to say this, and I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, you can certainly leave me a comment. But I feel like the Sages feel lonely in their lives. Like you guys don't feel very connected. Even in this Child of Worlds, I feel like there's a bit of a disconnect, something going on where you feel like you're giving to situations that aren't necessarily giving back to you. This Two of Worlds puts you in a place, in a state of reflection and intuition where you kind of have to get clear and take that time. You get those opportunities. This is an opportunity to sort of get clear and figure out where you fit in your relationship to the world around you, where you fit, say, in your career, your friendships, your love relationships, and how does that, how does that work for you intuitively? How does that work for you mentally? How does that work for you emotionally? Really getting in touch with that information is going to help you this month, and it's going to sort of assist this child of worlds in educating it and in educating yourselves about where you are in your world and what you're doing. Now, interesting, the other opportunity that we have here is the Man of Worlds. Boy, this child could conceivably grow up during the month of November, is totally what I'm seeing here from a very basic read standpoint. Is we have the Child of Worlds, where we're operating most of the way through the Child of Worlds, dealing with our emotions, looking at our past negative thoughts, we're reflecting upon that stuff and taking time out like we would with a child. We take that time out to sort of connect intuitively and figure out where we're at and what we're doing and why. How is it serving us or not? And we also have opportunities to really push ourselves forward during this month. We have opportunities to achieve the goals that we want and the dreams that we want, but we have to find a way about going about it that sort of has us being fulfilled, us being responded to or answered or reciprocated back in a way where we feel more connected to the situation or to the relationship or to the job or to the whatever the situation might be for you. We need to feel more connected and like more equal to the situation versus the situation feeling like it's our it's dictating to us versus us dictating to it. Does that make sense? So we will have that opportunity to shift into this energy of the Man of Worlds and to achieve the things that we want, but we need to be conscious and aware of that. We need to be grounded in that reflection and understand our relationship to the things that are around us, how we're creating them, how we're harboring them, how we feel about them. Are we giving to situations that should be let go of? Or are we allowing those situations to sort of drain us or make us feel stagnant? Our soul wants us to see this and release it. As we release it, we get these opportunities to sort of become, the Man of Worlds versus the Child of Worlds. Now, this card, to me, is the potential outcomes for the Sages for the month of November of 2019. And what I mean by potential outcome is that we all have free will and we can make choices and changes to affect that free will, right? So this is a potential outcomes card where the energy is naturally heading, barring that nothing major changes. But we can use this card as a warning if it's something negative to make choices and changes in our lives now, moving into November and through November, so that we can affect this outcome and not necessarily have it come to pass. But if this is a beneficial outcome or something great that we really want to have to come to pass, we just sort of look at these cards, we take in this information and just continue forward, and this is where we're naturally heading towards this. Now, this is the Nine of Wands, which is integrity. I love this card because it's a very spiritual card, and it does deal with the element of fire, which is your guys' element. So it feels like you're going to be ending out the month feeling a little bit like at home or settled in a lot of this energy. But I have to say this, it does still have a little bit of loneliness. There's a solitariness to this spread this month for Sag, where it feels like there's a lot of room to be self-examine, like a lot of room for self-examination, especially in this reflection card. Even this achiever card feels like we have to do it on our own. This Nine of Wands card says to me that at the end of all of this, you guys will have a better, stronger spiritual connection to yourself no matter what you choose to do during this month. But it does feel like you still are kind of trekking that path by yourself, still sort of feeling like if I don't do it, nobody else will. And that's not a bad feeling to have. I don't want you to misinterpret that, but it is a feeling of not feeling connected. And I notice it here in this Child of Worlds card. So there is still some of those narrow-minded thoughts that we need to clear out. This Nine of Wands, though, does say to me that there is a spiritual integrity that we will have attained from doing the reflection, from moving this stagnation out, from removing, like being conscious and aware of where our thoughts are serving us and where they're not. That's going to open us up to a further journey into our spiritual strength and who we are and what we want. And we'll be able to attain that by month's end, okay? So I hope that makes sense for you guys. I hope this month is one filled with introspection and growth for you guys. It feels as though it definitely has the potential for that, as much as you choose to take it. So I'm going to leave you with that. Please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Instagram at Engelgeist333. I will see you guys next month, and I hope you have a wonderful November. Take care. Bye-bye.